be honest, I mean, the thing that to me that was inspiring about punk in the UK was, it's for the most part, a lot of people that weren't on the telly or the magazines made up their own game plan of what that meant, and then it branched out into post-punk and the different things, even into pop on this crazy level. See, I was working in synthesizers too, very early on, but I never thought that it was going anywhere. It's so funny. I had synths, and I was like, everybody was like, fuck you, synthesizer faggot, you know, like my peers, right? Because I never wanted to be the guy in Duran Duran with a keyboard. I wanted to, like, what you would now know is like crazy shit. It's like Suicide or something. It's like there's like punk energy, and it just happens to be that you've got guitar amps running synthesizers. You're making your own sound, and you're going nuts with all your friends in your bedroom when your mom's at work, and you're banging on propane tanks and just having keg parties at your house. And it had nothing to do with, you know, Top of the Pops and all that stuff. But I thought it was going nowhere, so I went and embraced this, like, the folk side of me, and how I grew up with the psychedelic stuff that I loved, you know, and I just switched, like, dropped it like a hammer, kind of. But I thought that was so funny. Like, in my teenager mind, I was like, digital music, man, this is Nowheresville. Like, you know, synthesizers are nowhere. And now it's like, who plays instruments, right? So I thought that was funny, to interject that.
You've got an amazing work rate as an artist. When I was chatting to Stuart, Anton's label boss is here. So where is he, Stuart? He's over there. Well, you know, all right, okay, label bloke. He's not your father. Are you his boss?
I like to work with people.
Right, yeah, so.
I got that California style.
Well, Stuart and I were chatting a couple of weeks ago, and he reeled off just this mental amount of...
I work every day, 6 days a week.
Really industrious, you know.
I really love it. Like I said, it's a magic machine, and the weird thing is I don't have to dwell in this, like, oh, fuck, I gotta trash my life to get some inspiration, or I gotta be happy. I've already lived through a full spectrum of human emotion, and I like the juxtaposition of remembering something that's sort of tragic inside me and marrying that to something that's zippy and melodic, and vice versa, just to toss people, you know, for a loop.
Yeah.
And it also contains that DNA of, like, the yin and the yang. And I'm really interested in the full spectrum of human emotion too. And then I get into the numbers of it and how everything feeds on this esoteric level. Personally for me, but it's not for other people. And not esoteric like Jimmy Page, but esoteric like there's a deep hidden meaning in a lot of things that I do, even seemingly where I'm mumbling. A lot of times, you know, I'll mumble my songs, record it, and really press it on vinyl, because what I'm really saying, I'll get my head cut off for. See what I'm saying? And I picked up on that very early. Bob Dylan said the same thing. He's like, if my thought dreams could be seen, they'd probably put my head in a guillotine. He's honestly saying, well, this is my sanitized version of you think I'm a revolutionary, but if you really knew what was on my mind, you, the audience, would beat me up and kill me. You know what I mean? Because you'd also hear what I think of you. So, but not you, the collective, because I don't, you know, I don't.
I started taking that really personally. That I was thinking,
well, I'm just telling it how I see it, really, actually. Where were we?
I think we were just going along. I was talking about a work rate.
How long do these things usually last? Just kidding, I'm fun.
How long have you got?
I'm all good. See, because I like to ease into it to figure out, you know, okay, performing. So I don't like the barriers of, like, standing up there and you're down there and I'm over here. When I play to one side. I'm not even looking at the people. I purposely pulled a guy out of a record shop and said, you're gonna play tambourine even though you have no rhythm.
Genius.
He's the front person of the band who does have rhythm now, and he's great, and he does his own thing, you know. But because I was so into, like, having it not be about me, and even when I made up every single part, you know, I would put everybody's name on the record because I didn't want the record company people and people to identify that I was recording and doing every single thing.
But it is about you, isn't it? I mean, it's all. I mean, that's the impression.
But it's not. It's about everybody. See, that's the thing. It's just like all these things are byproducts of what I like to do. It's like bees make honey. The process. It's a byproduct of them just going about their business, right? Is that we get to share in that goodness or something. So, or whatever you want to make of it. You don't necessarily have to like what I do. But one thing that I did want to do was enter the popular lexicon. And some of you may have seen a film, and they twist a lot of things around. And what I want to make a point is, like, it starts out in this movie. First of all, the real movie that won the festival wasn't the movie that they showed because all these people in the music business wouldn't sign off. So the one that won the festival was even crazier because it has me meeting. We use these spy cameras and stuff to film all these record company people and them going, "Fuck you, we'll kill you," or, you know, just like crazy stuff, you know, that they do in Hollywood. They pressure you, and it's just the lawyers, and we want to own all of your copyrights, and just some crazy deal with the devil type, but business, corporate stuff. And you're just like, ugh. So we filmed all that. So none of that could get into the movies. So what I want to say is then it starts out, we're like, get ready for a revolution. And I'm like, well, we're going to show you how to do it. See, because my first thing when I set up this movie was, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go right through this, walk through this beast and show everybody why they don't want to sign this deal. And I'm going to end up on top of these other guys, all of my peers. See, which is, I own all my music. And all my peers are out of business. And the record labels and the deals, those record labels don't exist. And their records are tied up in this shit, and now Spotify owns it, and they don't own their publishing, so they don't even get those fucking kebab checks that you get from Spotify. They don't even get that. All they got was their fucking rent paid for 6 months while they were on tour, and the record company paid for them to get an Enemy when Enemy mattered. Now they only print as many copies as I have more Twitter followers than they print actual hard copies of Enemy magazine. How far have we come? Not to laugh at them, but I mean, how far have we come? They used to have Zounds and Melody Maker and all this stuff. That was at least interesting, you know what I mean? But, so even in this, I set up this dynamic because I knew these guys, these Danny Warhol guys, who were gonna go for it. And they were gonna believe every single thing. And they used Radiohead's money. That was Perry Watts Russell who signed them next. So they were gonna like use that formula, and I was like, this is never gonna work. Because I was standing there, they were opening up for me when they got the record offer. And I heard the whole pitch, see what I'm saying, from Perry. I'm gonna make you a giant star. And I was like, Courtney, people make you a star, you make you a star. Record company can't do it. They can only put your face everywhere. You know, and Courtney was like, yes, but are you gonna give Anton a deal? And Perry would turn around, yes, but not as big a deal as you're gonna get because you're a star. And it was just like, fast forward, they were just on tour this year, coming through the UK, celebrating that record from the good one for them, right? And I see this picture, and the record is £1 at FOP. Don't laugh. What the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying? So even on the physical level and the Spotify level, doing every single thing. You can Google their band, just images of them. You Google my band, it's just an ugly picture, you know? Because it really doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? And my mates are bald. In the UK, everybody goes shaved. They were like the most flop top, moppy top freakazoids, right? When they were 20, and everybody loved them, right? And they're still my mates. But I was like, none of that shit matters. You know, just make music if you love it. And I always wonder why these people, they were so, you know, everybody was against us. They used to rip down our flyers, call up riots at our gigs, and then all the other clubs would go, you can't have this band play there, they're fucking satanic. All this shit working against us, right? they're all not playing music. It's like, why would people go through so much negative energy to stop you from creating a scene and doing everything just to give up? And if they were so enthusiastic about playing music, all these people with their egos and they're such assholes, why did they quit playing music? You know what I mean? See, I was always interested in this folk thing. Like, I was inspired to... Can I keep talking for a minute? I loved music since I was like 2 years old, to the point like when I was 3, they bought me my own record player because they were terrified of me scratching all their records. So they got me the Mickey Mouse one and started giving me, because I grabbed all the Beatles, grabbed all the Stones, grabbed everything from my mom, all the Simon & Garfunkel, all that stuff, and would just play it till I'd pass out.
That's what your boy's doing now.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not allowed next to my records, or 2 Macintoshes and a television set later, and he's not even 2. I don't know what to do. Anyways, but he's not allowed in the recording studio, that's for sure. But I never thought I could play music. I started to teach myself. First, I asked to play. I inherited these like pianos and organs from my great aunt. Was like a concert pianist who toured Europe, you know, at the turn of this last century, you know. So I inherited all of her old stuff, and I asked to take lessons, and they're like, "You're gonna just quit or destroy the thing, so no." So I taught myself how to play, and both my sisters had lessons, and of course they quit. And then, but I never thought I could play in a band until I watched punk bands play, and I was like, these guys are fucking idiots. I can do this. Because when I watched Paul McCartney or somebody and these rock stars, you watch Mick Jagger do his thing. More like Paul's a better example. There's nothing Paul McCartney's ever done that leads you to believe that you can do what he does. Anything. Not even the way he deals with people leads you to believe you can be like him. So it's completely a mystery, you know, and it's something that he's enjoying. But he just fucking enjoys that. He enjoys being one up on that. Like, I was in the Beatles. You know, it's like, you know, but you know what I mean? It's like even to that level. But when I saw these punk guys playing, I was like, these guys are all idiots, and I can do that, even if it's not punk. See, I realized that you didn't have to be in the Led Zeppelin strata or anything. You could just play music and do what you want to do for your mates and for your friends and for the strangers. You could make the coolest party, and then everybody wanted to be your friend or whatever would happen. Yeah. But I never wanted to be famous. I hate those people. And I always wanted to be really regular and just open, and, you know, I communicate with people online daily. I don't care unless they're annoying, you know. But then, where were we?